Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Thursday, 4th of June, looking at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq yesterday came into resistance multiple times. We weren't able to break out from here. We came down, had a nice sharp move to the downside yesterday from open all the way to the end, almost dropped by 300 points. Now we're under this zone. This area for me is where I want the market to stay if we're going to go further down. Looking at it on a 1 hour time frame, as you can see, prior we've come in multiple times into this area, so I would definitely be using this area as overhead supply now. Definitely there is a lot of orders. I think a lot of people got caught yesterday in this area on the longs. So that's the first area of Nasdaq. Now, if we look left, what we have is probably what they call equal lows. So as you can see, that could also be another what they call bear flag maybe. And on the 4 hour, as you can see, obviously this is a great area where we have demand. So I could just say support for now. So today on the Nasdaq, looking at on a 1 hour time frame, if the market starts, we pick up more orders from the upside, get them to liquidate, drop under this line again. That will be our next target, and under there's a lot of liquidity in this area. I'm expecting the Nasdaq today. If it's a bearish day, we don't know yet, but this is the move that I'm expecting on Nasdaq to end up around here, and obviously that will put us under this zone, and obviously that will be a area for tomorrow if we can get a pullback into there and then go further down. Okay, purely looking at this as if Nasdaq is looking to do a bit of correction at the moment, because looking at it on a daily time frame, as you can see, we're just very elevated. And even if we come to this area, or even if we come back to this prior highs, it's still an acceptable move. As you can see, nothing is going to go from that move. I mean, nothing is going to change from the trend point, because that is our low, and then from here we can still go and make new highs. But my own opinion, and this is my own humble opinion, obviously I'd want to go ahead of the market. I'm expecting Nasdaq now to start coming back in somewhere around there, or maybe fill this gap, and as we hit the gap, maybe give us the idea that we're going to keep on going up, and just somewhere around these areas, maybe we're going to get a shoulder, then we're going to start going to the downside. And that's where, after breaking this area, that is where you're going to have the longs start folding on their position and try to join the bearish move to the downside. Prior all-time highs on the Nasdaq is a nice area for a pullback into, and obviously we're going way ahead of ourselves right here, but this move could happen because this aggressive move to the upside, as you can see, with no real pullback, no real retracement, no real crack in the market or anything like that, with ignoring the data that came in, with ignoring all the news and everything that's going on, around the world. I wouldn't be surprised if Nasdaq just did something really quickly, starting from the middle of this month all the way on to July. We probably could be around here by then, or even maybe further, because as you can see on the NDX, let's have a quick look at the NDX. Okay, firstly, let's look at the DXY. The DXY is already, like, we had an area Looks like we're just breaking up to the upside. There's a lot of potential for the, as you can see, to go back towards March 30th, because we have a gap over there. That's a lot of weight for the VIX to start taking off. We're looking at the DXY. As you can see, we did a little breakdown on it yesterday. This is what the DXY is, and if we get rid of this also, look, the DXY was able to come above this major area prior, and now we're broken, retested, and we're broken above. So ideally this is going to be 100. It's going to be our next target. Slowly we're going to grind towards that. Looking at the treasuries at 4.49. We may, if we look at it on a weekly time frame, this is a bullish. Are we going for the fifth wave? If anyone is on the Elliott waves, and if this is wave 1, that was 2, and that was wave 3, still we need to break this if we're going to go down. Are we creating another wave, and we're going to go to all-time highs, and that's where the market is going to panic. And looking at crude, as you can see, this is the area that we have on crude, where I said if as long as we stick in this area, crude is in the, this will be the end. This will be where it can fall into. But right now, since we broke out from this wedge, and now we're holding the zone, this is a major zone that we're holding. We keep holding this. I don't have any doubt that crude is gonna start grinding up slowly. This is the third day. We've had 3 days up, and now we're on the fourth day. I believe we're gonna have another update today as well. Just looking at the time frames there, 4-hour time frame, definitely looks like gap close. We've got a lot of ground to I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, if we end up around 117 at some point. I would not be surprised at all. And as you can see, that's why we picked this area. That was a major resistance prior, and over here also this was a major resistance. So anytime we were above this, oil was going very high up, and obviously when we were under here, oil was going down. So we were not able to break that on daily. We did close under, but we quickly came back into the zone, and now we're above it. That's why we chose that zone. That's why looking at oil, the oil indication is still going up. VIX is giving us an indication that we're going to break out. The dollar also is giving us an indication that, you know, we've done a breakout, and now we're going to start moving to the upside. So all these things are going against the market. And as you can see, the max 7, let's have a quick look at the max 7. As you can see, Nvidia has created a high, a low, a lower high. Are we going for a lower low? And obviously if we break under this, this will be the belly of the beast, and we can see further down movements. We're looking at Apple. Apple's just come back in from the trend line. It looks like it's going to start moving downwards. Microsoft has had a nice move to the downside, and now we're holding in this big zone. This big zone could be another move to the upside, or if we break down, a big breakdown. Looking at Amazon has now fallen under here, so there is an M shape. That's the belly of the beast. We retested yesterday and fell again. Google was gonna drag the market down a lot. We're still going for gap close. If we close under the 348, then I'm seeing Google for another leg down. That was a trend line that we went way above prior, and we were able to even poke the 400s, and from there we had a major rejection. This is Google C. Looking at Meta, nothing much going on. Meta is still ranging in this area. Nothing really is going on. Looking at Tesla, as you can see, Tesla is still within a range, doing the same thing. If we start breaking down towards this area, belly of the beast, any fall under that, we're gonna have big falls. This is what's dragging the markets overall. The SMH, SMH hanging man on a daily. Could be a hanging man. We need a follow through. The follow through today will be if we close under this, then that could be a good confirmation that we will be going to the downside. Same thing with the SOX. As you can see, another hanging man. If we can close under this now for today, then that will be confirmed. So we will be sitting down and watching the markets over the next few hours. When it starts at 2:30 London time, we still have quite a bit, but just looking at this overall, and we're going to look at the NDX. The NDX, as you can see, I see ourselves around here at some point, whether if it's this week or next week. For me, if Nasdaq at this moment by the dip is still active, a lot of people will be expecting these sort of moves, and that is where I get really worried that a lot of buyers and a lot of people that have avoided this market for a while, they're looking for something like that to go up. And when you know the market is just here to trap and take liquidity and grab liquidity, I think the next move is this one. So these are the moves that's expected from the Nasdaq to come in over the next few weeks, and I think that's what the market is going to show, but it will not be able to deliver that. This is just going to be an exit liquidity now. They are creating this whole thing around AI and how this market is so resilient and it's just not going to drop. Unfortunately, that's what's going to get a lot of people into trouble. So I hope you liked the video today, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. We got lots of videos and coming in daily. Hope you can follow us and catch you on the next one.